August 28, 2003. Erie, Pennsylvania. A quiet afternoon, until a man walks into a PNC bank holding a cane that's actually a shotgun. Around his neck, a metal collar with a ticking device. He hands the teller a note demanding $250,000, claiming there's a bomb strapped to his throat. Minutes later, as police surround him in a parking lot, the collar starts beeping, and then it explodes. By the end of this video, you'll understand how a pizza delivery turned into one of the most twisted and bizarre crimes in American history, the pizza bomber heist. Brian Wells was 46 years old, a friendly pizza delivery man, known around Erie as quiet and hardworking. On that day, he got a call to deliver 2 pizzas to the end of a dirt road near a transmission tower. He didn't know it, but that delivery would lead him straight into the center of a deadly scavenger hunt. When police later found his car, they discovered 9 pages of handwritten instructions, a treasure map of tasks he supposedly had to complete to get the bomb removed. Each clue led to another, all while the clock ticked down on the device attached to his neck. You can imagine how terrifying that must have been, racing against time, thinking your life depended on following these bizarre riddles. At 2:30 p.m., Brian calmly entered the PNC bank. Surveillance footage shows him surprisingly composed, handing the teller a note and quietly waiting as they filled his bag with $8,702, far short of the $250,000 demanded. As he left the bank, a witness described him as smiling, almost casual. Minutes later, police caught up with him near his car. He sat on the pavement, handcuffed, pleading that the bomb wasn't his. Then, the device began to beep. For over 25 agonizing minutes, officers stood back, waiting for the bomb squad, who were still miles away. And then, an explosion. The blast killed Brian instantly. When investigators opened the collar, they realized something chilling. This wasn't a bluff. The bomb was real, sophisticated, and designed to kill. At first, authorities believed Brian Wells might have been a victim forced into the heist. But things didn't add up. The treasure hunt instructions were carefully written, with perfect grammar and logic, far too elaborate for a last-minute plan. And the big question: who would go through all this effort for a measly $8,700? The FBI, ATF, and local police launched a joint investigation. They followed the clues in the note, discovering that each location was deliberately chosen, but every clue led to a dead end. Whoever designed it had outsmarted law enforcement. Then came a tip: a woman named Marjorie Diehl-Armstrong. A former honors student turned mentally unstable recluse, Marjorie had a long history of criminal behavior and manipulation. And she had a connection to another man, Bill Rothstein, an intelligent handyman who lived near the tower where Brian made that fatal pizza delivery. Investigators soon discovered that both Marjorie and Rothstein were involved in a tangled web of lies, greed, and death. In Rothstein's freezer, police found a decomposing body, that of Marjorie's ex-boyfriend. He claimed she made him help hide the corpse. But as detectives pressed further, Rothstein hinted that something much bigger was going on. The biggest thing to ever happen in Erie, he said. When he died of cancer months later, he took crucial secrets to his grave. Still, Marjorie's erratic behavior couldn't hide the truth for long. She bragged to other inmates that she knew about the heist, even calling Brian Wells a patsy. According to the FBI, Marjorie was the mastermind behind the entire plan, aided by Rothstein and 2 other accomplices, to rob the bank and pay someone to kill her own father for inheritance money. The pizza delivery man? He was just bait in a deadly game. For years, Brian's family fought to clear his name, insisting he had no idea what he was walking into. The FBI, however, maintained he may have known something about the plan, though likely not that the bomb was real. The investigation dragged on for over a decade, filled with contradictions, deathbed confessions, and conflicting testimonies. Even the lead agents admitted it was the strangest case of their careers. At one point, prosecutors described the heist as a twisted scavenger hunt designed by evil geniuses. And it wasn't far from the truth. The bomb itself was engineered with multiple triggers, fake wires, and even decoy locks to confuse anyone trying to disarm it. But perhaps the most haunting part? Some evidence suggests Brian may have believed the bomb was fake, tricked into thinking it was all part of a harmless stunt. If that's true, he died never knowing he'd been set up. In 2010, Marjorie Diehl-Armstrong was convicted of armed bank robbery, conspiracy, and use of a destructive device in a crime of violence. She was sentenced to life in prison, where she died in 2017. No one else was ever convicted of murder in Brian Wells's death. The case officially closed in 2018, but for many, questions still remain. Was Brian Wells truly innocent, or did he know more than he let on? Even today, the eerie footage of him sitting calmly with that bomb collar, waiting for help that never came, remains one of the most disturbing moments ever captured on camera. The pizza bomber heist isn't just a story about greed or crime. It's a warning about how manipulation and madness can turn ordinary people into pawns in someone else's game. It shows how fragile truth can be when lies are layered deep enough to confuse even the FBI. So what do you think? Was Brian Wells a victim, or a willing participant who didn't realize how far things would go? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your theory. And if you found this story as chilling and fascinating as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Because next, we're diving into another unbelievable true crime story that shook America to its core.